Face to face learning is the best way to attain quality education. The discovery of coronavirus brought changes in our education system. Back in 2019, I believe there were a few months where we had the opportunity to attend school and have fun studying. And we were in shock when the Department of Education declared a school closure for entire nation after just a few months. Our happiness in learning together with friends is gone since we are not trapped inside a room and obliged to study alone. Distance learning is an increasingly popular educational technique that is used in these difficult times. This new technique differs from the old one in more ways. Distance learning is defined as studying through online lectures and attending class through the internet. Clearly, this method of learning is not favorable for everyone. There are several factors to consider to adapt to this new method. This includes gadgets, loads, stable internet connections, and a conducive learning environment. Many people believe that because we young people live in a digitalized era, we can easily adjust to virtual learning. But it is not. Even teachers and parents struggle with this issue. Parents at home are obliged to educate their children. Some parents complain that they don't understand what's in the module because they're literate. Or they never get into the topics that their children have, and some parents are unable to assist their children with their homework because of their daily works. Furthermore, I believe that in order to achieve quality education, the learning environment must focus on the needs of individual students. It must be a student centered setting with opportunities for hands on learning. Traditional techniques with a progressivism approach foster students' active connection with many individuals, strengthen communication skills, and have the opportunity to engage in regular leisure activities that allow their minds to refresh after a day of strenuous work. On the other hand, in a face to face environment, the student does not sit and listen to their professor talk, but there's an application of learning where the instructor allows them the flexibility to enhance their skills and knowledge. That is why courses like physicians, nurses, pilots, teachers, architects, and many other professions require an applicational activities to be able to hone their skills and execute things rightly in their field of specialization. Now that many vaccines are available in our country and many young people had received their complete vaccination doses, I feel it is time to put stop to virtual learning and make it into a reality. Quality education is more than just reading and listening. It also entails learning via experience. Face to face learning must be reinstated since it is the most effective approach to obtain a quality education.
Quality education, face to face classes. The COVID 19 pandemic has created an extraordinary situation for our generation, with many countries being on lockdown. With these new situations comes many challenges, especially in terms of education. The reason why online learning has increasingly popular nowadays. But the question is online learning as good as face-to-face learning? Well, to tell you, there are a majority of things that can only be learned in face-to-face education because only face-to-face education can make practical sense. For thousands of years, face-to-face education was the mode of education until online learning was introduced. Face to face learning is a really effective way of learning knowledge and skills because it often combines different ways of learning, including reading, writing, presentation, discussion, film clips, demonstration, group works, projects, and practice. In face to face learning, instructors are better able to gauge understanding and interest of a student. It is easier to generate group excitement about a subject. It is also easier to hold students accountable. There was an empirical study that was carried out in 1999. In this study, online education was compared with face to face education. The name of the study was Comparative Analysis of Online versus Face to Face Instruction. This study was presented during the conference of WWW and the Internet. This case study showed that there was a big difference between online education and face to face education. And according to the authors Scott D. Johnson, Steve R. Aragon, Nahomuddin Shaikh, and Nilda Palmer Rivas, it was proved that face to face education is very effective. And through face to face education, students can learn more quickly and they never forget what they learned from face to face learning. However, in connection to our situation today, our Education Secretary Leonor Briones, during the briefing of Presidential Spokesperson Harry Roque, explained the importance of holding face-to-face classes, even on a limited basis for children. Their physical growth can be encouraged in school, Briones said. She also said that attending classes physically can help ease the negative mental health impact for distance learning among students due to lack of face-to-face interaction and socialization. These help mental health and child development. They need to be nurtured and they need to interact with fellow children, she said. These statements of Briones proves that face-to-face classes is the best quality education among other means of education. At the end, I would like to say that there are pros and cons in both types of education. But face-to-face education is more reliable and superior mode of education. In face-to-face education, students take social advantages of social interaction among other people which are from different cultures. The best type of education with good quality is face to face education and learning in groups. This is the traditional type of education that has a practical sense. There are so many advantages of face to face education, and these advantages cannot be denied no matter how fast this era is people have to spend their time in getting education in groups. Online educations and the degrees of online have no value.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Regine Omakayan. My topic would be the best quality of education, face to face classes. Face to face learning is an educational method in which a group of students is taught course content and learning material in person. This allows a learner and instructor to engage in real time. It is the most common method of educational instruction. Face to face interaction allows students to receive immediate feedback and assistance. When a student is in class, they can raise questions or seek assistance with a specific topic while it is still fresh in their minds. Socialization with peers and engagement with teachers benefit face to face students as well. Face to face meetings allow you to get the full picture. You can read people and their actual sentiments and intentions in ways that are impossible to do online. Meeting in person also allows you and your meeting partner to show off your personality, which is an essential component of any relationship. Attending limited face to face classes can also mitigate inequalities and unevenness in access to technology, household resources, and student skills for self learning, as well as allow the resumption of activities that cannot be done at home. Almost all of the students interviewed for this study prefer face to face classes because they do not find the home conducive to learning. According to studies, many Filipino children struggle to study at home during the COVID-19 pandemic owing to a lack of motivation and social media and gaming temptations. Despite this, many students do not have the same level of internet connectivity as they do in person. To begin with, engaging in person is easier than engaging through a computer. Face to face learning also aids in the organization of students' academics. They are given the opportunity to communicate with their professor and fellow students. That's all. Thank you.